All right, we're back. What we're doing now is continuing on with our stretch just to bring you up to speed. Tools and equipment. Got the stapler that we use is a DuoFast, and it takes the 5500 series or the 5000 series. It's a 550, and I've had this one for 15 years.
Yeah.
But man, I had a couple little chest things, man, that I wanted covered up because they were from a long time ago.
Yeah.
And I didn't remember that being that painful.
Yeah. The chest, oh yeah, that's what I hear. I don't have any tattoos.
No.
I've been in the Navy and the prison. Never had any tattoos. None. That's strange. I know, but
I don't know if it's strange. Some people just don't do tattoos, man. You never know. One day you might catch a bug about it and want to get one.
Maybe, I don't know.
Can you bring some company in? Okay. Oh, I can eat a piece or two. I didn't eat lunch. Let me prop this real quick. Okay. Ooh, stretch that stand up skin. Flat up. You go to the back right, Frank. Wipe your feet off. Just in case. There you go, Glenn. Oh yeah. Alright. Before your hands get dirty, you can grab me a piece too. Por favor. Thanks, buddy. Gosh, it warmed up quick. God, it was like 27 when I woke up. I was like, shit, it's gonna be that day. He does lifelines, civil war maps. And he does that's he was constantly finding all these old drop bullets. And just that little something like that, man, gets you hooked, man. Makes you want to keep doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, my uncle, he's pretty cool about little interesting hobbies like that. Metal detecting, and when we went on vacation, when I went on vacation with them, my aunt and uncle and my cousins, we went to the diamond mines in Arkansas.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
That was pretty fun.
But
yeah.
I'm getting ready to get that carpet stretched in, so hopefully I can film some of that for you guys. I'm trying to do a little better. Should have a couple videos with the stuff on here now. But yeah, all right, let me cut it off and change out your battery, guys. We'll be back. When we come back, you'll see me stretching. Hey, all right, we did it. We did it, guys. We got a battery. All right, oh shit, left my drink. Yeah, all those batteries that I was just trying are dead. All right. Figured it out. All right, guys, get you set up somewhere. About floor view. Welcome to my world. All right. Hi. I had to get all the essentials. Alright. Here we go. Gotta change the trimmer blades, which is pretty easy. Comes off of there. And actually, the other side of these blades is new, so we'll just flop them over. If you can. Greasy. Little greasy. Come on, get in there. Get in there. Usually you could do, there we go. Not meant to be a top loader, but you can do it if you get them in the right spot. So when you put them in there, and then they get set back a little bit, and where'd it go? There they are. These little retainers go in there like that. Retainer clips. Then your plate. And then, oh, gotta make sure it's set right. There you go. And your depth is up to you. I'm gonna go with that because the baseboard is mostly on the floor with no gap. It's completely touching the floor. So we got to tuck to it as opposed to under it. Yes. All right, let me start a new segment. All right, let's start doing something. Set this doorway. Let me set the doorway because we got another place to stretch from. Stretching into the room is kind of a given, but you can watch. I'm just gonna lock this in so that we can stretch off of it. This is gonna be our first set wall, our first set. This is all Z-bar. So we'll set this doorway, stretch across so that we've got a consistent stretch across that Z-bar. Then, fortunately, we have a wall here to back off of our foot, put our foot of our power stretcher off of. So we'll go ahead and set that. We'll stretch in, get our nice stretch across there in the width. Then we'll go down and we'll set that whole Z-bar right there, from our set position all the way to the end of our stretch. And then we will start at this side. We'll call this our start for our stretch. We'll stretch all the way across the room, a little bit of an angle, 15 degrees say. And we'll stretch across so that we get our stretch in the length. And then we'll come back, pick up where we left off, set that wall the rest of the way, and then stretch our way out. Yeah, we came this far, we might as well do it together. Okay, I'm gonna set this. This is a Schluter metal, so we can tuck right under it. Oh, that's looking good right there. Yep. Sorry guys, you probably can't even see. Looking real good right there. It's a little tight right here. Take a little bit more of that off. You gotta find, when you have a cut like that, you can fold it over and use that backing as a template or a guide. If you only want to cut off 2 or 3 rows. So now we've got it all tucked in. One, Make sure that kicker head, those teeth are not all clogged up so you don't slip and rip. Row runner, kicker cleaner. But just like that, get most of that out of there. And we make sure the teeth are set to the proper depth. We want it to go, our big teeth, we want to go through the nap and grab the backing, but not penetrate it. Just get it, pull it forward. Cotton heads don't move. That's the small ones. And I just want to bump it up just a little bit. Push it down on the tack strip. That locks it into place. And I'm going to go a little bit farther down this wall too. Just to make sure it's secure. And this is where the foot's going to go. I can bump this first. Just a little bit. Just a little bit there. Get rid of some of this extra. Shaking the fat off a hole. This one's just hand trim. Hand carved for you. Just all you can do is have that backing barely touch the wall because it's going to tuck down. Talk to myself.
Are you fine? She's asking.
I don't know how loud I'm doing it either because I'm playing music, talking to my camera, trying to install carpet.
Oh, you're fine. She wanted to make sure you're not making a seam though, right?
No, there's no seams. It's all drops. So.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yep.
Yeah.
Only if it was over 12 feet would we have to do that.
Right.
In the width, you know what I mean? So, see it's a little pouchy right there, but it won't be. Put the power stretcher foot here. And we're gonna stretch across and get a stretch right off this hole. Oops, sorry, using my hands here. We're gonna get a stretch straight across in the whole width there that we've got set. We're gonna do 1 stretch, 2 stretch, 3 stretch. So basically 3 heads, 1, 2, 3, till we're square with where we wanna be right there. Or we're square with their doorway. It looks like this. How about that? Yes, perfect. So there's 1. We'll use our spreader there to hold it in place. I like to come in at that point and give just a little relief cut so it's less likely to pop up. Like that. Okay. Now we'll go to the next one. No. Trying to tear it apart. Just a nice stretch. Once that starts to free, you know you got an even stretch. Lock that power stretcher head in place. Come down. I like to hold it. And then you can let the lock off. I like to hold it as I let go. Perfect. Let's go 1 more so that we're square with the doorway. That's what I was saying here. See how we're now in line with our original stretch. So then we're here. See how that, see, now we're here. I am actually gonna try to hold this one Set you there. Stretch this up. There it is right there. Perfect. Now we'll come back through. Cut that in. Show you how we do that. Oh, where you at? Changes the blades in the trimmer. We changed the blades in our trimmer, got them set for the depth we think we need. And besides a little trim work there, I like to get a little trim work started. So and we'll get that guy in there. Go just a little bit first and check. We want to go just a little bit and then check. We don't want to run the whole wall and find out we were wrong in setting it up. But you can see that's just how we did it when we hand cut on the other side. Perfect. Just about an extra row right there that's going to tuck down. We'll keep a little tension on your scrap piece. Down to your split. Just like that. And whenever you're tucking it, you want to make sure you tuck down the nap. Down the nap. Just like that. I love being the star of my own show. No, I'm just kidding. Joel got the trim painted. So he's gonna film now so that I can get some good shots so you can see how this gets done. All right, so up to speed. We've got our stretch into here, and now we're ready to start stretching that way. So what we're gonna do is start setting the Z-bar from our set position to the end of our stretch. Now, get my phone out of the way. This is kind of you gotta get the feel for it, but pretty much what you're doing here, if you can see the Z-bar, it's about a half an inch, I'd say, maybe 3/4 of an inch, the thickness of the Z-bar. So you wanna mimic that with the amount of carpet that you leave. So it's real, kind of tedious. You got to sit there and cut it by hand if you want it to look good. You got to take the time to cut it by hand, a little bit at a time. Or you could have a nice square cut to start with and bring your carpet in. Bring your carpet in and line it up with your pre-cut edge. That would be something you could do. I find it easier just to get used to doing this. I could mark it if I wanted to, flip it over, cut it with a straight edge. But even 3 inches at a time, doesn't matter. I know it's all right.
I like to do it that way too.
You like to cut it like this?
Yep.
By hand?
Because you know it's going to be on point, man.
Takes a little longer, but yeah, it's going to be where you need it to be.
There's no question. If anything, you'll have...
You can see, man, how the manufacturer's cut is getting closer and closer. I'm 2 rows closer than I was before. May end up at the end not having to cut any. But that's how much variance there is now. Where we were cutting off 6 rows down there, you can see how it's tapered down to just a couple rows here. This is where you gotta...
Careful.
Really, yeah. Careful. But I mean, doing it this way, I could take off 1 row at a time if I want, which is where we're at right now with it. I could take off 1 row. If I would have cut this with straight edge, we'd have ended up cutting it short because it traveled. All right, so the rest of this needs literally 1 row cut off. So I'm gonna fold it over like this, and I'm just gonna use my knife, like the pro I am, and shave my row off. Basically, just clean this edge up.
I hope our viewers wore their boots.
Huh?
I hope our viewers wore their boots.
And you know what? You can always adjust it. It's a set. This is the equivalent of a set wall, so. You can bump this. Not gonna hurt anything, actually. if it was my stretch wall, I could stretch over to it. I just don't like doing it. I don't like stretching to Z-bar. I like stretching away from it because it really tightens it up. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So it took about 10 minutes maybe. Suppose it probably would have took the same if I had it, you know, outside trying to do a straight edge on it. All right, let's do that. Let's roll with that. All right, next step. We're gonna come down here. Everything always starts from your set position. You always work out and away. So first thing we're gonna do is get the kicker. Give it just a little bump. Not much. It's really probably not even doing anything, but making me happy. And I like to put my arm down on it, right on the tack strip. Come in tight. I like to put my arm on it right over the tack strip, holding it in place. And then with my tucker, my hand tucker, take and push those yarns out of the way. Roll your tucker down and push it down under. Then you can start to hold it. And what you're doing is pushing the backing under, not the yarns. Backing, not the yarns. Stay tight down, push the backing under, not the yarns. You start pushing those yarns under, you're gonna have a funky looking edge. And you do not want a funky looking edge. So now that I've done that, I can come back like this. You know, make sure you're nice and tight. Make sure you're nice and tight under there. And then we're gonna tap right on the edge of that. This is the equivalent of hitting it right here with the hammer. Okay? And we're just pinching that down. That's holding that edge. And then we'll come through, lightly drag our hammer over those pins. Not to bend them yet. We're not bending them over. We're just lightly going over them, make sure the backing's locked in. So we'll come down here, go a little farther. Put my arm down here, like I said. Now at this point, I don't really take my arm up. I don't have to put my hand back down there. So now that I make sure everything's nice, I've tucked it, it's nice and straight. And I'll pull back this way. Give it a little tap along the way, just like that. Yep, and that's how we're going to do it. Just film it. Guys, you're gonna see it go real fast. Because I'm just gonna fast forward through it. We'll film it for now. Oh, okay. You can't do this fast. This is not a fast transition. We move fast, not do right. And it literally is. I guess I'm going to put it Alright, finishing this up then. Maybe it'd be exciting to watch Frank do some of it. Alright, so I feel like I'm getting a little tight over here. I feel like my Z-bar, I feel like I'm not putting quite enough under it, so I'm confident up to about here. Okay, so I'm going to add a little bit. There, just like that, I can get probably a row, one extra row. And it's not doing anything to move the carpet because we got our main stretch in already. If we would have not done that first stretch, we wouldn't have been able to stretch across this. There would have been a dead spot here where there would be no stretch in the width. And that, especially in the midst of stretch on the rest of it, would leave a bunch of bubbles.
Oh yeah.
Or it would fail somewhere. Oh yeah. Just do it just a little bit at a time here because it's a little more delicate over here, but you see it good?
Oh, yeah.
See how see the overhang there? How it's about, if you look real close, you can see how much space is under and how much, here you go like this, because I can zoom it in. Okay? But what you can see is it's about the same amount of distance of carpet backing you see as how deep it is right there. All right, we're back. What we're doing now is continuing on with our stretch. Just to bring you up to speed, we utilized this doorway as our set point to start. We did stretch away from that over to that wall, and then we utilized the Z-bar as our next set wall. Because we have a wall behind it, as you can see, we can utilize for the power stretcher foot. So we're gonna come down here and we're gonna stretch just like we did before. We do get a little bit more stretch in the length than we do in the width. I'm anticipating probably, at least half an inch, maybe more, maybe an inch. This stuff does stretch nice. Irreplaceable is the product, and you can get it at Menards. I like it. You like it?
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty nice. Stretches nice, cuts in nice. All right. I gotta get myself in here and hold it while I'm stretching. But there we go. You can see that I got about an inch there. Gonna hold this down in its locked position while we're getting the next stretch. And I'm watching for it to buckle up in here. Leave a few inches in between. I'm trying to work towards a little bit of an angle. And now I can come in here and hold it. And I'm holding half the head at a time. Now we're starting to get our angle. That's what we want as we get to the center. Now we're gonna pass that center point, continuing to keep our angle, which is giving us a little pull in that direction. And if you look, Joel will show you the angle we're at. It's just a hair greater than we normally would be, but it's perfectly fine. Only time you would be real super considerate of that is, well, I'm talking hyper square and stuff would be when you're working with any kind of pattern with it. All right, finish these last couple stretches in this direction. Like that. In real time, I guess. Like that. Like that. I'm gonna back this off and move my foot at this point. Down to about there. And we'll finish these last two. Make sure that your stretcher head is close to the tack strip at the end of your stretch. You want to have access to the carpet on top of the tack strip. You don't want that stretcher making contact, but you want it to be just about making contact at the end of your stretch throw, which you have to determine by starting to stretch it, obviously. So now that we've got that full wall stretched in, we're going to come back and set this one. And we're going to start in our set position original and work our way down in the stretch. In the stretch direction. This one we're going to be just a little more aggressive to make sure we get it on the strip. Man, I sound like a freaking PBS special, boys. Huh? Man, I'm hopping with it. Right. Man, I'm gonna give me my own TV show. There you go.
Something, the Bob Vila special.
Your regular flooring tips.
There you go.
Just the tip. Welcome to BSF, where we give you just the tip.
And leave you.
Just got demonetized. Oh, this one's not set to be monetized yet. I'll never be YouTube famous, but I thought it was really cool that when I'm dead and gone, my kids can go back and they'll be able to watch all this, you know, crazy shit that I did. I think that'll be cool, man.
Yeah, definitely.
So now what we're gonna do is we've got that one stretched up a little bit, kind of bumped up to the tack strip. Gonna come through with our wall trimmer. Remember I said keep full attention on your scrap piece as it comes off. All the way down the wall there. You can fold it back at this point, guys, and just follow that grid from the secondary backing there, all the way straight up. All right, we'll leave that down there. We'll need that next. Now I'm gonna double check. Right here is a little heavy, but I think it's fine. And remember, which way do we tuck our carpet? Down and it's down the nap. Gives you the nice, the cleanest look. The yarn wants to lay down anyway, so as you tuck it, laying it down, you're actually just laying it down in that direction. So down the nap, it wants to do that anyway. It'll give you a nice clean tuck every time. You go this way, you just, I don't want to say ruffle yarns up, but
It's like making your hair stand on end.
well, it's like none of them lay down the same way, you know. So you gotta, some are tucked under the baseboard, some are hanging out, some aren't, you know. Just
Kinda like
it's an ugly, rough looking cut.
Like your carpet's got bed head.
First thing we're gonna do is we're going to disassemble part of the stretcher here, and we're gonna switch it because our final stretch is gonna be stretching the rest of the way out, picking up where we left off from our initial stretch. So that's going to be right over here, just like that. Watch it here. We're filming, remember? So yeah, we're going to finish our stretch out, and we're going to finish this out by stretching the rest of the way from where we left off in the beginning. I think I said that 6 times now, just in this segment. All right, so there we go. We're set up. Get our other stuff out of the way. Start.
I don't know if it's gonna work, man.
Please, bang. Please. Please. Anyway, so we already stretched this wall. We're going to go ahead and trim it in. Finish our stretch the rest of the way out. So over here, we give this guy a little douse of WD-40. If you guys ever use your wall trimmer and want to preserve your blades, don't do it over the new carpet, but give it just a little bit, a couple times in a room. WD-40 preserves your blades. Now for this one, we're going to start in the middle. We're going to drop that guy down in there. Double check that our cut's good. We did this before. Double check that we're in the right spot. I think that's good. So we'll come down here, cut the rest of it. Post haste. We'll go back this way. We're going to come back into the cut earlier than where we left off, so we can pick that up. We don't want to leave a big hump there where it's not cut. Kind of see that as I go. How it cuts it. All right, so we'll take a knife and finish this. Like I said before, you can see here, we're pretty safe to just follow that grid right out, right? Just like that. I like it. We'll come over here, do the same thing. Here you go, guys. You try. There you go. Here, I'll help you by holding your hand. Okay? We're going to come down here. I'll fold this over for you guys. There you go. That's good. Now bring your hand down there. I'm going to let you do it by yourself now. I'm letting go. Go ahead. Oh, go ahead. Watch my finger. Yes. There you go. Good job, guys. Good job. Good job. All right. So let me tuck this in. Just like that. Give it a little bump. Make sure it's nice and tight. I know you guys did your best. You did good. Just gotta make sure it's tight. Some of it will get caught we're going to be stretching this way to finish it up. So now when you're tucking in the ends, it doesn't have to be one way or the other. There's no nap direction in the weft. I'm right-handed, so I tend to do it this way, kind of back and forth. Long, smooth strokes, that's what I like to do. Makes it, you see, it's nice, clean. Now here's typical, because the backing is like sandpaper, you gotta take note that paint gets, there's always touch-up that's needed when you have carpet going in. Especially paint on paint. It's never bad, but it's just kind of like an FYI. If you're getting ready to do a project, you can kind of plan on that being the case every time. All right, so now we're gonna finish our stretch the rest of the way out. Going from set position in the flow of the stretch to finish this out. Start here. A little closer, right there. See it start to puff up right there? See that? Can you see it raising a little bit? I'm asking you, Joel.
Yeah,
can you see it?
I can see it.
Okay, that tells me this is not enough. Right there is where I've matched the stretch. So it's an even stretch. Make sense?
Yep.
Okay, we're gonna keep on going down the line. You want your stretch to be even. Even though in a carpet like this, it doesn't matter. Stretched is stretched and it's gonna be fine. But if you do higher end flooring, then you will have patterned carpet. Oh, how we have had patterned carpet.
Some of
We've
it's
had
just
some
been
doozies of a pattern, and they all require extra special care to get those patterns to line up, because the manufacturer doesn't do it.
My favorite was the giant leaves.
The giant leaves?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, who was that for?
It was a guy lived down off of Taylor and South Bend Drive.
Yeah.
Out
I don't remember.
Out by Canterbury School. That's all he wanted was a living room, but his wife picked out the pattern match.
There it is. Okay. Got it. So now that we've got that done, we're going to take the power stretcher, get him out of the way. I'm going to grab this wall trimmer, run this wall. Take our stuff with us because we'll be down at the other end here before you know it. Good. Coming on down the wall. Yeah. Like that. Trim this out the rest of the way like we do. Make sure we're tight over here. We did have one row too much over here. So there we go. Okay, let me get the kicker so that I can tighten that up. No, keep up, guys, keep up. I'm sorry. All right. There we go. Remember, we're going to tuck this down the nap. Down the nap. Doesn't matter on the ends because there's no nap direction in the weft. So that's the weft, guys. Side to side is the weft. Back to front is warp. You can remember it by thinking warp speed ahead or left, right. And it's relevant in the technical aspect for some things. Well, nap direction is important in every aspect. I shouldn't say that. Nap direction is important in everything. All right, where are you? There you are.
Oh my gosh, you just cut a giant hole in the carpet right in the middle of the
Whoop,
floor.
got it. Messed it all up. Look at me. I thought there was a vent there. Oops. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so yeah, gotta always remember to cut the vents out, or you will be back. Depending on the time of year, you might be back very quickly. And this is just how I cut these out. I cut an eye in it.
He cuts an I, I cut an H.
I cut down the center, and then I cut each side, and then I can come through and I just cut on the side, eyeballing that row where I want it to stop. So that's that one. I'm not sure where the vent covers are, you know?
Yeah, the new ones, I don't know where they're at.
Hey, as long as I got one that fits in there, I can make sure that my carpet doesn't need trimmed back. Anyone's gonna fit if it's good. All right. So same thing, I cut down the center, come down to the ends there.
You just need the cover or the?
Just the covering, I want to make sure that it fits. Well, I can just put it in the hole. Okay. See that, guys? And then I trim it like that with the side cut. Same thing here. Just my preference how I do it. Feel free to hack and slash at your leisure. Oh, wrong one.
No.
That one's for this one.
Yeah.
All right, I gotta trim that down just a little bit. That could be my carpet. Let's see. A little bit too much carpet, I think. Give me a smelter.
Gosh.
I feel like there's just a hair too much right here too, man. Just catch it a little bit. For sure. Why are you not wanting to sit right? Oh, it's got a curl in this metal.